Hello, hello. We are back. I am sorry about the abrupt nature to the end of the last stream stroke episode, I guess, at this point. A lot went on in the old personal life. So we're back now. Hopefully everything should be a little better. Here we are. So WrestleMania 8. I guess I can call the last episode Road to WrestleMania. Tease people at the end of it. I actually didn't check how the volume level is. I do this every time. Ba-bum. Is that fine? That seems fine. Maybe a little lower. I'm not the loudest of boys. That sounds good to me. Here we go. Yeah, I can call the last one Road to WrestleMania. And this one just WrestleMania, I guess. So we're starting with Tito Santana against Shawn Michaels. So first match, Shawn wins. I want to do. In fact, so the plan with Shawn is I want him to win Tainted in 3 minutes. And then Marty comes out. He has a 5-minute thing with Shawn and actually picks up the win. We can keep Shawn strong. Let's see if there's a better Marty picture. But yeah, I want Shawn to win by cheating against Tito. And then he's beating him down. Marty comes out. Almost like, I guess, the Hogan Yokozuna kind of thing. Yeah, that'll do. And then I want Marty to come out and kind of beat him. All is good. Happy ending. But you're always going to be unhappy, aren't you? Let's check just the general unhappiness. Marty Jannetty has morale issues. What's your contract at? 11k. We're going to make bare money, so what if we give you 21? Nice. Repo Man has some minor morale issues. I don't care. That is really it. Drug test fees. Kerry and Sid want some time off. They probably can after this. So because I don't want to start WrestleMania with a tainted match, I'm willing to do Dynamite Kid against the British Bulldog. I just think Bulldog has more of a career after this. I'm willing to do 10 minutes. British Bulldog. If we check the roster, Dynamite. Yeah. So Bulldog can win. We can keep Dynamite strong. Just, I don't want to complain. In fact, how is he? He's already happy. Constantly pleased at his victories. Does feel isolated though. We can probably remove that. I imagine he'll remain happy. Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog finally shake hands. Dynamite doesn't let go, and the two stare each other. And the two stare down. Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog finally shake hands. Finley shake hands, there it is. Dynamite doesn't let go, and the two stare each other down. Willing to go again. Perfect. 3 minutes. Dynamite and the Bulldog. Perfect. Nice. And then we have Tito against Sean. HBK. Oh. Shawn Michaels says cheated to win. Sherry and Sean mock Tito until Marty is down. He wants Sean 1-on-1 right now. Perfect. 3 minutes. Sean, Sherry. Oh, sensational Sherry. Sensation. There she is. Sean, Sherry, Tito, and Marty. Nice. Put that here. And then Marty wins. Everyone's happy. So, solid opening. Pretty good. Pretty good. Mean Gene Oakland is on an interview podium and interviewed the Legion of Doom, who come out with the debut in Paul Ellering. Sadly, they ended up saddling Ellering with a ventriloquist dummy called Rocco, which led to everything fizzling out, with the run coming to an end later in the year when Hawk bailed and Animal hurt his back in a match in Japan. Yeah, Mean Gene is on the interview podium with Legion of Doom. They say no matter who wins tonight, they're coming for the belts. Perfect. Legion of Doom. Say there. So Animal cutting a promo, same with Paul Ellering. Same with Hawk. Gene is the interviewer on Ted. IRS, Jimmy Hart, Typhoon and Earthquake. 3 minutes, jobs are good. Jake St. Roberts cuts a promo on The Undertaker, interspersed with clips of Jake assaulting Taker with a chair on an episode of Funeral Parlor. Elsewhere, Taker and Bearer retort. So Jake St. Roberts cuts a promo on The Undertaker interspersed with clips of Jake assaulting Taker with a chair on an episode of Funeral Parlor. Elsewhere, Taker and Bearer say that tonight Roberts will rest in peace. Nice. We could just do that bit. See, sometimes I like these reviews because they tell me what's happening, but sometimes like this, it's just like Hogan cuts a promo, and I'm just like, all right, give me a little more. I don't mind on B shows, but on something like this, I like a little bit more detail. So next we have Jake against The Undertaker with Paul Bearer. Taker was merely 1-0 at this point in his WrestleMania streak. Taker gets the jumping clothesline and prepares to finish Jake off, but Jake counters a tombstone pile driver with a DDT. Taker sits right back up, so Jake gets the short arm clothesline followed by another DDT. Jake heads outside to attack Bearer, but Taker sits up once again and splats Jake with a tombstone on the floor, before rolling him back inside and getting the 3. And The Undertaker goes straight... Sorry, Roberts goes straight to WCW. The Undertaker against Jacus Snakus. Taker goes over. Nice. Jake was off to WCW and had given his notice, so they decided to have Taker pretty much destroy him. The match itself was all punching and kicking, but served his purpose, and the crowd really got behind Undertaker. Mean Gene is with both. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'll just unlock the door. Hello, sorry, the postman was just here. Mean Gene is with both Piper and Brett ahead of their upcoming IC title match. Roddy spends the promo making jokes at Brett's expense, which Brett doesn't take kindly to, so Piper gets angry and goes off on a crazy rant. Happy with that? Gene is with both Roddy Piper and Bret Hart ahead of their upcoming IC title match. So Gene is the interviewer. Roddy cutting a promo, the same with Shitman Fart. I still think Bret the Shitman Fart is really funny, and I understand it's childish and silly. It's pop out with me. I just want to be scripted, that's fine. Match number 3. IC title match, Piper versus Bret. Due to genuine fear of Bret jumping to WCW, the WWF decided to take the belt off him early in the year, as the Mountie got to be Bret for a quick reign, before losing it to Piper at the Rumble. With Bret's status now sorted, he's back in the title hunt against his longtime pal. Piper gets in first and offers to hold the ropes for Bret, but all the ruse as he cheap shots him. Piper takes control of the match as it appears Bret has been busted open. The WWF actually had a no blood policy at the time, but Bret was good enough to lie and say the cut happened on accident and managed to get himself out of a fine. The ref takes a bump. Piper goes out and grabs the ring bell. After a struggle with his conscience, Piper finally decides to put the bell down and go for a clean win with the sleeper. However, Bret is able to kick off the turnbuckles, which allows him to get a roll up on Piper, trapping his shoulders for the 3 count and the title. So yeah, Roddy Piper against Bret. And 12 minutes. Intercontinental. Bret. Let's have the steal the show. And it's a flash pinfall. Piper is unhappy. Can we keep you strong? If you're still unhappy after that, I'll just take it off. Nice. Perfect. We have a break from wrestling as Bobby Heenan interviews future WBF champion Lex Luger. He cuts a promo about how he'll conquer the WWF and then downs a glass of milk. Once the WBF went under, he'd be back wrestling as the Narcissist. We'll squeeze that in. Bobby Heenan interviews future WWF champion Lex Luger on Satellite Delay. He cuts a promo about how he'll conquer the WWF. So if I just do Lex, promo about how he'll conquer the WWF. Bobby is the interviewer. Lex. Put the promo. Nice. And then Mountie, Nasty Boys, and Repo cut a promo about tonight's 8-man tag match against Virgil, Bossman, Duggan, and Slaughter. Instead, we have a 2v2 of the Nasty Boys against the Bob Erics. 9 minutes. Kerry going over. We can make this a wild brawl. The Nasty Boys jump the Von Erichs with chairs until Fritz jumps the guard rail and locks a double iron claw onto both men to save his sons. The three of them then embrace. Lovely. Nasties jump Eric's double iron claw. Nice. So we have Fritz, Kerry, Kevin, Brian Knobs, and Jerry Sags. Nice. Road Agent's notes. Mid-storyline victory, I guess. There is the Nasty Von Erichs winner. Kerry, loser, Brian Knobs. Kevin, Jerry Sags. There we go. Perfect. Improvise, that was complaining about? Oh no, okay. Nice. We also have a separate 2v2 in which the Beverly Brothers take on the New Foundation. 6-minute. In fact, make it a 2v1 of the Beverly Brothers against Owen. Gain 7 minutes. Owen wins by flash pinfall. In fact, it doesn't need to be. Owen can just win. Jim Neidhart is found backstage, knocked out. Jim Neidhart is found backstage, knocked out. Vince and Jack Tunney say the match must go ahead, so it's a handicap match. Is it a handicapped match or handicap match? Let's go ahead, that's fine. So Jim Neidhart on his selling an injury. Ross. Who else is it? Heath Hart. There's the British Bulldog. Owen. Brett. Who are the other Harts? Bruce. Keith's already in it. Ross is already in it. Nice. And then Blake off screen. We have Owen cutting a promo along with Vince and Jack Tunney. This is backstage. Perfect. I'm going to stick that there. That's solid so far. I think that's a solid show so far. Sean Mooney is backstage with Ric Flair and his executive consultant, Mr. Perfect. Both of them taunt Savage by claiming Miss Elizabeth is damaged goods due to an affair with the Nature Boy. Flair claims Miss Elizabeth is damaged goods. So, not Mr. Fuji. Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair cutting a promo on Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. Oh, off screen. Randy, off screen. Sean Mooney is the interviewer. 4 minutes backstage interview. So I think this is all the storylines I wanted to do. Nails eventually debuts. What a Rush is kind of happening. Voodoo Man's happening tonight. That's happening. See, all these storylines are cool. That's happening. That's happening. That's happening. That's happening. Snake Bite's happening. Sid Here's Chance happening. Icy Gold's happening. So we got 4. I think we needed 5. All the other storylines are just cold, so it's like, what are we going to do? Next match, match 5, Flair against Savage. Due to the nature of this rivalry, Savage has left Liz in the back. Randy Savage against Ric Flair. Let's make this 21 minutes. Liz runs down to the ring with a gaggle of agents and refs to cheer on her husband. With his last gasp attempt coming up short, it looks like Savage is doomed to defeat, but Flair just can't help being Flair and goes to woo at Liz when he should be going for the kill. He goes to put the finish touches on Savage, but Macho is able to block it and counter with a schoolboy roll-up. That's enough to get the win and his second title with a gigantic pop from the crowd. Flair forces a kiss onto Liz following the bout, which causes the fight to start up again. Once the officials have separated everyone, Savage and Liz are allowed to celebrate together in the ring. Flair and Perfect are furious about the result. Bobby Heenan comes in to complain as well. Flair declares that winning one time means nothing and he'll be back with vengeance soon enough. Does Ric Flair ever win the title again? Uh, 1992. Flair taunted Savage. Savage preferred to defend the title against the Ultimate Warrior at SummerSlam. Flair and Perfect sowed distrust between the two. Flair defeated... Oh, Flair wins the title. Savage had a knee injury that Flair exploited to regain the title on September 1st. Flair defended the WWF title against Tenryu in Yokohama. Flair's second title reign ended when he lost the title to Brett. Flair teamed with Razor to take on Savage and Perfect at Survivor Series. Flair appeared in the 93 Rumble, and then lost a loser leaves the WWF match to Mr. Perfect on Monday Night Raw. Flair had a verbal agreement with Vince with the condition that if he wasn't going to be used in the main event position, he had an offer to go elsewhere that he would be released from his contract. He opted to leave the WWF when he was going to be moved to a mid-card position, and Bill Watts offered him to come back to WCW. Flair fulfilled his remaining house show commitments, took part in the Winter Tour 93 of Europe, making his last appearance on February 93 before returning to WCW. Flair returned as a hero in February 93. Oh, isn't this when like he can't wrestle because he has a no compete? Flair lost the final match of Nitro to Sting, recreating the second match of Nitro in 95. Flair had repeatedly stated in some various interviews how happy he was when WCW finally closed down, although at the same time the fact that many people would lose their jobs saddened him. After an 8-month hiatus from wrestling, Flair returned to the WWF. And obviously wrestled from 01 to his match with Shawn. And kind of did some ROH stuff, TNA. Ric Flair's last match. All that usual jazz. Well, at least he wins the title again. When does he debut? In February 93. I guess if he also leaves in February 93, we might as well take the belt on and off him. Epic? Yeah, I think Epic's fair. Yeah, two of the world's best wrestlers. Yes, the WWF World Heavyweight. Nice. He's happy with that. Flair forced a kiss onto Liz following the bout, which caused the fight to start up again. So we can just have Ric Flair, Randy Savage, and Miss Elizabeth. And then backstage, Flair and Perfect are furious about the results. Bobby Heenan comes in to complain as well. Flair declares that winning one time means nothing and that he'll be back for vengeance soon enough. So we have... Is anyone like an interviewer? No. But Sean Mooney is the interviewer. Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, and Bobby Heenan cutting a promo on Randy Savage. Nice. Up next is Rick the Model Martel against Tatanka. I forgot about this match. Tatanka against Rick. Martel gets a slam and a clothesline, looking thoroughly disinterested. It's amazing how Martel's work rate just went to pot during this run. It seemed like he was happy just having a marginally over gimmick and wasn't going to exert himself in actual matches. Tatanka ducks into the clothesline and gets a crossbody for the victory. Martel went to WCW during the Monday Night Wars and actually managed to find his working boots again. Sadly, that run was ended prematurely due to injury. Did he? Rick Martel. I always liked Rick the Model Martel. He looked great in '85. And this isn't too long after, to be fair. So he was in the Federation from '86 to '95, so that's 9 years. So, 93 appeared on the lower mid card. Martel was set to appear in a 10-man tag at WrestleMania 10, but the match was cancelled due to the show running out of time. In August 94, Martel dropped out the WWF picture and wasn't seen again until the 95 Rumble. He was a substitute for Jim Neidhart, who was fired. And Martel's final appearance came the following month at a house show in Montreal. As his wrestling career began to slow, he pursued a career in real estate. In a shoot interview, Martel claimed he and Don Callis were set to return to the WWF in '97 as the Supermodels, before Callis turned on Martel, turning him face for the first time in '89. However, after a pay dispute with Vince, Martel signed with WCW. Callis confirmed that he and Martel were set to debut as a team during an interview with WWE.com in 2015. Martel debuted in '98 on an episode of Nitro, defeating Brad Armstrong. He feuded with Booker T, failing to win it sold out before winning the championship for the TV title on February 16. Martel's comeback was cut short during his rematch at Super Brawl 8 when he landed badly on a throw, hitting his leg on the ropes, tearing a ligament inside his right knee. He was originally booked to retain the TV title and intended to be in a gauntlet match beating Booker, then Perry Saturn. Booker had to win that, and then Booker and Saturn had to work on the fly. And just never really kind of recovered. What did Rick Martel look like in WCW? He looks good in WCW, man. Is there a bit like Rick Martel picture? I actually like him. I try and push him a little bit more. Yes, WC title run. He looks good. Yeah, that's it more like in WCW. That's a fun one. You know what, I actually like that. So Rick Martel against Tanker. Tanker wins. Simple match, simple match. Perfect, what's next? Sean Mooney is backstage at Money Inc., who promised to beat the Natural Disasters tonight. Meanwhile, Mean Gene is with the challengers, who do a lot of shouting and growling before promising to beat Money Inc. into burger meat. That's fine, I can do that. Sean Mooney is an interviewer, same with Gene. We have Ted, cutting a promo, IRS, Jimmy Hart, and then Typhoon and Earthquake. Sean Mooney's backstage. Yeah, I thought that looked wrong. Someone's got it wrong. I just call him IRS for easiness. I've never actually acknowledged it's Aaron Asheister. Book. It can be improvised. I don't mind enough. So they then have Money Inc. against Natural Disasters. Winners by count out, the Natural Disasters, but the belts stay with Money Inc. Oh God, I forgot there was an Owen Hart against Skinner. How many matches do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will be 10. And then 11. The show actually has 9. So 2 more isn't too bad. We can just do a 2v2. Let's have Money Inc. against Natural Disasters. They shouldn't be managed by Jimmy Hart. Earthquake's not manager. Typhoon, no. Oh. Perfect. Simple. WF World Tag Team. Let's put Ted over. Nice. Mean Gene is with Brutus Beefcake because he does support Hulk Hogan tonight. So Gene is the interviewer. Brutus cutting a promo. We can also do Hulk cut one just to get that a little bit further up on Sid. So interview, backstage. Whatever else will do. I just have some like M&S Diet ginger beer. Happy with that. Something about ginger beer that doesn't make me feel hydrated, but I enjoy drinking it. Improvised is fine. And then it's Owen Hart against Skinner. I'm not going to do that. Mean Gene is with Sid Justice, who promises that tonight's main event will be Hulk Hogan's last ever match. Nice. So Gene is the interviewer, with Sid cutting a promo and Freddie Blassie cutting a promo on Hulk. Screen. 3. That was good. We have Sid Justice against Hulk Hogan. This match came about due to Sid turning on Hogan in a tag match against Undertaker and Flair. Originally, Hogan was supposed to get a title shot on the show against Flair, but when Sid turned on him, he demanded a match with him instead, which led to Savage getting inserted as Flair's challenger. In reality, Sid had been promised the main event slot upon signing with the company, So the WWF never had any intention on delivering on the Hogan versus Flair title match. The WWF had wanted Hogan to announce this as his retirement match, but he didn't want to do that, so instead it's being suggested that it might be his retirement match. Ugh. Somehow Hogan manages to fight his way out of the dreaded nerve pinch, but he ends up running into a side slam and a powerbomb. Sid finally designs to go for a cover, but Hogan kicks out in time, and it's time for the Hulk Up routine. Punches, big boots, leg drop following, but Papa Shango misses his cue to run in, and Sid actually gets to kick out. Shango finally makes his way down to the ring, and we have a DQ finish. Shango and Sid look ready to destroy Hogan 2-on-1, but Ultimate Warrior makes a surprise run-in after leaving the company the previous summer to make the rescue. This at least wakes the crowd as they cheer along to Warrior and Hogan posing as the show closes. Was there like a Hulk Hogan picture I liked? Just in general, I know I like this one, if I'm honest, but I think that one's class as well. These, I fucking love these 80s pictures of Hogan. Even this 85 one, I think, is pre-Hulk, like that. That to me is Hulk Hogan. So when he comes back in, say, 93, I forget, he goes through like a weird phase. I'm probably going to go to like the 80s pictures if I'm honest. Like, that's cool. That picture of him from No Holds Barred. I even like that. I like a Japan Hogan, if I'm honest. Anyway. That's fine. I'm going to try... Where is Hulk? Hulk is very happy. He has never liked the booking team, but he's pleased to be in the company figurehead. Happy at being the company figurehead. Extremely happy at Hillbilly Jim. Pleased at a character idea. My man does not like the booking team. Anyway. I'm going to have Hulk against Sid. As it is. 18 minutes. I'm going to put Sid over. Does Hulk care about being kept strong? Because either way he's not going to be happy, is he? Extremely unhappy, that's fine. So I might as well remove that, make this storytelling. What happens to Hulk after this? Is my question. Hulk Hogan. AWA, 88. 89, 93. Where is it? At WrestleMania 8, Hogan defeated Sid via DQ. Hogan was then attacked by Papa Shango and saved by Ultimate Warrior. At the time, news sources began to allege that George Zahorian had been selling steroids illegally to wrestlers, including Hogan. Hogan returned to the WWF in February 93, helping out Brutus defeat Money Inc. and officially them naming themselves the Megamaniacs, taking on Money Inc.'s former manager, Jimmy Hart, as their manager. In what was the first time WWF audiences had seen Jimmy Hart as a fan favourite. WrestleMania 9, Hogan and Beefcake took on Money Inc. for the tag titles, a match that the Megamaniacs lost via DQ. Hogan went into the match injured. The WWF used Hogan's injury as a storyline that had DiBiase allegedly paying a group of thugs to attempt to take Hogan out for WrestleMania. Later that night, Hogan won his 5th championship by pinning Yoko, in an impromptu match after Yoko had defeated Brett for the title. Hogan reportedly used his influence to have the finish of WrestleMania change the weekend of the event, so he would be a champion during an upcoming international and de facto farewell tour. At the first annual King of the Ring in June 13th, Hogan defended the title in a rematch against Yoko. This was Hogan's first and only title defense since defeating Yoko at WrestleMania. Yoko kicked out the leg drop and scored a pinfall win after Hogan was blinded by a fireball shot. The victorious Yoko proceeded to give Hogan a bonsai drop. This was Hogan's last pay-per-view appearance until 2002, as he and Jimmy were prepared to leave the promotion. Hogan continued his feud on the International House Show circuit until August 93. After that, Hogan sat out the rest of his contract. On May 3rd, 93, Hogan defeated Muta in a dream match at Dontaku. Hogan wrestled against Muta again. Hogan also wrestled the Hellraisers with Muta and Shono as his tag partners. His last match in Japan was at Battlefield, where he defeated Tatsumi Fujinami. And then in March 94, Hogan appeared in WCW. Nice. So basically, I'm happy to have Sid win. Hogan doesn't really do anything until February. So we've got a while without Hogan, which I feel like needs us to put Sid over. Papa Shango runs down to the ring. Shango and Sid look ready to destroy Hogan 2-on-1, but Ultimate Warrior makes a surprise run-in after leaving the company in summer to make the rescue. Shango and Sid look ready to destroy Hogan 2-on-1, but Ultimate Warrior makes a surprise run-in to make the rescue. Warrior and Hogan pause as the show ends. So, Papa Shango, Sid, I guess the Ultimate Warrior cutting a promo alongside Hulk. Just these. Will that work? That'll do. We can make it improvised. Nice. What's the problems? So Shawn Michaels is wrestling in 2 matches with chronic shoulder pain. That's fine. Roddy Piper is unhappy with Piper against Brett. That's fine. Knobs and Sags are unhappy with the angle. That's fine. Shawn Michaels is unhappy with losing to Marty. That's fine. Hulk is extremely unhappy with losing to Sid. That's fine. Dynamite Kid is unhappy with losing to Bulldog. That's fine. So who hasn't been used? Big Bully Busick, that's fine. Fatu, that's fine. Samu, that's fine. Alright. All's good with me. Is anyone absent? Brutus. That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Sweet. Do we have any creative ideas for it? Rick Martel as a character idea. It's fine. Creative idea, Anita Certainty. Right, that's fine, that can work. Barbarian, that's fine. Blake Beverly, bit of a gamble, he's not an angle, that's fine. Unless it's this one. Angle idea. So where's, we could do Blake and be for cameo. Nice. Yeah. Anything else? No. Barbarian has one, but I don't think he's been in this storyline enough. Oh, I guess we'll find out. What was it? A near certainty class, that's fine. Let's run WrestleMania. 71% would not be penalised, I hope that said. With the WrestleMania 8 opening in front of 15,000 people, that doesn't seem like a lot for WrestleMania. How many people were here for it, does it say? Oh, that was at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, that's a lot of people. Oh well, guess we're doing it to 15,000 people. In a decent match, Bulldog defeated Dynamite in 9:59 with a running power slam. Dynamite Kid and British Bulldog finally shake hands. Dynamite doesn't let go, and the two stare each other down, willing to go again. An extremely short match, Shawn defeated Tito in 3:18 with a sweet chin music after Sherry interfered. Shawn Michaels has cheated to win. Sherry and Shawn mock Tito until Marty comes down. He wants Shawn one-on-one right now. And in another short match, Marty defeated Shawn in 4:36 by pinfall with a diving fist drop. Mean Gene Okerlund is on the interview podium and introduces the Legion of Doom. While the Barbarian storyline was a success, and Warlord and Jimmy Hart received morale boosts because of it. The Legion of Doom say no matter who wins tonight, they're coming for the belts. Jake Roberts puts a promo on The Undertaker, interspersed with clips of Jake assaulting Taker with a chair on the funeral parlour. Taker and Bearer say that tonight Roberts will rest in peace. Great match, look at this. Taker defeated Roberts in 9:41 by pinfall with a piledriver. Mean Gene is with both Piper and Brett ahead of their upcoming IC title match. Roddy spends the promo making jokes at Brett's expense, which Brett doesn't take kindly to, so Piper gets angry and goes off on a crazy rant. In a bout which had superb wrestling and good heat, Brett defeated Piper in 12:28 with a surprise cradle to win the IC title. Bobby Heenan interviews Lex Luger on satellite delay. He promises he'll conquer the WWF. In a decent wild brawl, the Von Erichs defeat the Nasty Boys when Kerry pinned Bryan with a tornado punch. The Nasty Boys jump the Von Erichs with chairs until Fritz comes out, jumps the guardrail and locks on a double iron claw to save his sons. The three of them embrace. Jim Neidhart is found backstage knocked out. The angle of the failure. Vince and Tunney say the match must go ahead, so it's a handicap match. But in a decent match, Owen defeated the Beverleys when Owen submitted Blake with a sharpshooter. Sean Mooney is backstage with Flair and Mr. Perfect. Both of them taunt Savage by claiming that Liz has damaged goods due to the affair with the Nature Boy. And then in an exceptional match, 99 rating, look at that. Clip that, someone clip that. Randy Savage defeated Ric Flair in 2042 with a flying elbow drop. Savage wins the WWF Heavyweight title. If only the crowd was a little better. Rick was penalised for his cunt. Flair forces a kiss onto Liz following the bout, which causes the fight to start up again. Once officials finally separate everyone, Savage and Liz are allowed to celebrate together in the ring with the title, securing the knowledge that the feud must continue. Flair and Perfect are furious about the result. Bobby Heenan comes in and complains as well. Flair declares that winning one more time means nothing, that he'll be back for vengeance soon enough. In a decent match, Tatanka defeated Rick Martel in 10:20 by pinfall with an Indian death drop. Sean Mooney is backstage with Money Inc. of Ted DiBiase and IRS, who promised to beat the natural disasters tonight. Meanwhile, Gene is with the Challengers, who do a lot of shouting and growling before promising to beat Money Inc. into burger meat. In a decent match, Money Inc. defeat the Disasters in 9:41 when Ted pinned Typhoon with a diving back elbow drop. Money Inc. make defense number 8. Money Inc. make defense number 1 of the World Tag Team titles. Ted carried it, he always does. Mean Gene is with Brutus Beefy, who's here tonight to support Hogan. Mean Gene is with Sid, who promises tonight's main event will be Hogan's last ever match. And in a main event, which had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Sid defeated Hogan in 1811 by pinfall with a powerbomb. Papa Shango runs down to the ring. Shango and Sid look ready to destroy Hogan 2-on-1, but Ultimate Warrior makes a surprise run in for the rescue. Warrior and Hogan pose as the show closes. Not 81. Popularity in one region, I'll take that. Address the locker room. Ric Flair, given a hug. Randy Savage, told that they're awesome. You know, Hulk. Hulk, we can give you a hug, I think. And Sid, again, you're not the best wrestler, but I want to point you out as a good example. Savage seemed pleased, Flair seemed pleased, Hogan seemed pleased, Sid seemed pleased. We made 3 million. Getting 1 popularity in Southern England, nice. Media Scrum. You hired Hillbilly Jim recently. How do you see him fitting onto the roster? I have high hopes for him, so I'm getting behind a strong push early on. You hired Nails recently. How do you see him fitting in? We have a very competitive roster, so we're down to how well he fits in and how hard he works. With Joshi Pro Wrestling looking for someone to become their new head booker, would you potentially be interested in applying? No, I have no interest in that position though. Jim Neidhart is noticeably extremely happy with life on WWE. How much credit do you take for that? Careful man management is a vital skill when you're head booker of a company. Rich Bulldog was off his game tonight. How disappointed are you and it's inconsistent? Everyone is nice to have time, give him a break. Roddy Piper's off to make movies. Are you happy with him or annoyed that he'll be away for a lengthy period of time? I'm happy for him, it's a great opportunity. The top of your roster has a slightly mature vibe. Of your big stars, the average age is about 36. Does it worry you that your biggest draws are at best starting to reach the tail end of their careers? New stars will always be created, it's the nature of the business. You have 2 workers, Dynamite Kid and the Mountie, who despise each other. Are you planning on addressing this? As long as they remain professional, I don't intend to get involved. I forgot that it has a lack of leadership. As far as I'm concerned, if 2 people despise each other, as long as they can work together, go ahead. I don't need to take them aside. That's not on me. Ugh. What is on me is how much my head hurts. I think that went well. I think that went down well. Sorry, I was just taking a little bit of a break to rub my head. WrestleMania 8, the feedback has been positive, with most having liked the majority of the show. Travels from I like Mike Anthony. Who's Mike Anthony? Let's bring you on a handshake. Just to see what might go on. 6 months. Anyone else that kind of catches my eye? Someone Savage, Kim Duck, El Texano, not really. Pay rise request from Steamboat, yeah. You can be happy, Ricky. I'm happy for you. Speaking of Ricky Steamboat, I've just searched Ricky Steam if I'm honest. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Wait, oh, he's here? Oh, fuck no. That's fine. Here's a few retirements. For some reason I thought we were in the WWF. So I'll run this main event and then change it. WCW main event 1992. I just didn't want to risk losing it. On the WWF side, oh shit, I wanted Mike Anthony for the WWF. Negotiate. handshake, per show, no ironclad. 9 months. It's fine. I'm going to drop out as WCW anyway. Alright. Wrestling Challenge got 57,000. Got a buy rate of 2.04, so 1 million buys. Total of 1.1 million people. WrestleMania has risen in importance, it's now historic. Afa thinks Earthquake is money. Andre the Giant has been offered a different contract, make offer. One of the two offers you... So if I do 1.4. I'd accept these terms and seriously consider signing for you unless a better offer comes my way in the near future. Perfect. So if I just change to WCW, it's fine. Mike Anthony, negotiate, withdraw. Sorry, Mike Anthony. I forget sometimes that I'm not just playing as WWF. So 1992, where are we? 426. No. 329. I thought that's what we just did. 4-5. Yeah. A 5-4. Alright. No one gets the night off. New week. So we are now in 8th of March, 4th of April. Tri-state. Locker room incident. Bad crew was turned up. Able to use them. We can negotiate a one-night deal. Cactus Jack has an angle idea. Gordon Soley was in fine form. And Anderson ran some drills. That's good. So, we have Ricky Steamboat against Bobby Eaton. During the match, Steamboat breaks his nose. There's also Rick Steiner pinning Bobby Eaton. After catching Eaton, that's fine. So we can have Ricky Steamboat against Bobby Eaton. Maybe make this 11 minutes. Steamboat wins. It's also Rick Steiner pinning Bobby Eaton with Medusa. Instead, I'll do Scott over Arn. Put Scott over here. What if I keep you strong, Arn? Nice. Syndicated version of TBS show hosted by Eric Bischoff and Teddy Long. Comments from Cactus Jack on facing the Junkyard Dog at Wrestle War. What is going on with Cactus? What happened at that last show? Was it the Omni? Was it thingy? I remember we had a big issue with someone like running into the ring. And I was like, who can we do? Like, we just kept not having the person. Was it a super? Could it be a Super Brawl? Could it be a Clash of Champions? Honestly don't know. I will. Junkyard Dog's just out. He's just done now, isn't he? Yeah. So instead, what is the Wrestle War 1992? So that features Sting's squadron of Sting, Wyndham, Dustin, Ricky, and Koloff against Austin, Rude, and Bobby and Zbyszko. The Steiners beat Iizuka and Fujinami. Pillman defeats Zenk. Big Josh defeats Morton. Super Invader, who is just Hercules, defeats Todd Champion. Ron Simmons defeats Mr. Hughes. So he never gets that match. So the fifth bout was scheduled to be Cactus and Hughes against Junkyard Dog and Ron Simmons. However, Cactus attacked Junkyard Dog before the match, leading it to it be changed to a singles. However, Simmons won the match by pinning Hercules. Alright. So instead, we can do... Where's main event? Cactus Jack. A promo on facing the Great Muta at Wrestle War. That's fine. Storylines. Oh, the Great Muta's already in. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So Cactus putting a promo on the Great Muta, who's off screen, and Ron Simmons, who's off screen. 3 minutes, that's fine. Stick that here. We do need a WCW main event opening. So major stars: Dusty, Jesse, Paulie, Rude, Steamboat, Sting. And then we can also add Arn, Dustin, Harley, and Jake Roberts. Comments from Arn on facing Brad Armstrong the following week. Including... Let's just got other angles. Comments from Tag Chat on facing Scott Steiner this week. I'll just do. Perfect. There we go. So let's have... Where's Gordon Sawyer as the interviewer? And putting a promo on Scott off screen. Perfect. That here, if we have an angle, WCW Wrestle War 1992 advert. 3 minutes. Since Vader's been pushed, I would kind of like to book. So let's kind of sort these out. I want to add the team of Cactus Jack and Dick Murdoch as the Hardcore Outlaws. Just a unit, add team. Is there a better Dick Murdoch? Dick Murdoch. Nah, he always kind of looks like a big baby, doesn't he? Oh, that'll do. So let's also have a match 2v2. Let's have the Hardcore Outlaws take on Face, Men, Josh and Gigante. That's fine with me. Stick Cactus over. So we're going to storylines. Abdullah can be kept in this, so can Cactus. Race can probably be removed. JYD's just out injured. Dick Murdoch in a major way. Okay. Which story is he in? The NWA. That makes sense. So, if I alter storyline to big hardcore hosses. Big Texas hosses. Ron Simmons and Muta, yeah. So Hughes, Cactus, Abdullah, Dick, it's kind of the major ones. Let's Get Dangerous, that's kind of still going on. Lionheart, that should be going on. NWA, it's kind of still going on. The Body. The Monster versus the Stinger. Vader Major, Harley Race, Ron Simmons and Sting. Yeah. Stun Gun, that's kind of Austin. I guess Marcus Bagwell can be in a minor way. Who's been placed with Tom Zenk? I guess kind of Nikita and who's the other call of? Ivan. There's also Thunder Liger of Billy Robinson, Pillman, Be Bad, Liger, Muta. And then Valentine's Day of this storyline. Then the Freebirds, that's kind of Ann and Bobby, Steiners, the Freebirds. Nice. That seems good. Let's put that here. Must book 8 more minutes. Let's also have... There it is, Van Hammer. Is he down here? Let's just have Lionheart and Scotty Flamingo. Beat Faces. WCW Patriots. I imagine I've already done this match. No. How long do I need? 8 minutes. So we could do 2 Lionheart. Lionheart and Scotty Flamingo. Make fun of Van Hammer. Lionheart. Put the promo with Scotty. On Van Hammer off screen. Make this 2 minutes. Pre-taped video. Outside broadcast. Nice. That's a fine enough main event to me. So got the WCW main event opening. Jake Roberts kind of making his first like hinted little debut. The bout which had great heat and good wrestling. Steamboat defeated Bobby Eaton in 11:06 with a crossbody. Cactus Jack cuts a promo on facing Muta at Wrestle War. My plan eventually is just to do Muta and Simmons, again just beating Cactus and Dick Murdoch. Hardcore Outlaws defeated Big Josh and Gigante when Cactus pinned Gigante. 47 for Dick Murdoch I'm happy with as well. Comments from Arn Anderson on facing Scott Steiner this week. In a terrible match, Lionheart and Flamingo defeated the Patriots when Lionheart submitted Todd with a Lion Tamer. Lionheart and Flamingo make fun of Van Hammer. And in the main event, the bout which had great heat and good wrestling, Steiner defeated Arn in 11:52 with a Frankensteiner. We then got an advert for Wrestle War. Financial report, $4,000. Job's a good one. Alright. WWF Prime Time Wrestling. 6 April 1992. Perfect. No one gets a night off. We're just in the tri-state southwest. Let's go to the southeast. New week. Locker room incidents. This is a B show, so nothing too serious. Brian Donahue did some funny drawings. Sid and Chioda have been spending a lot of time together. Bruce has been passing on tips on being better at booking. What? Bruce has been passing on tips on being better at booking to Owen. Owen tried to bring Knobs in, but just got some heat. Nice. Dress the locker room. Don't really need to do much. So backstage, Bossman has morale issues, so does Repo. Hulk's probably fine. Hulk's probably on like average morale. Hulk. How would you like, when does he come back? If I give you 6 months paid time off, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Would you like it? Would you like some? Then he's back for November, December, January, February. Yeah, 6 months paid time off. Alright, that's fine, we can give you it after. But if you'd like it, you can say nope, and you can work. So we have the WWF Primetime Wrestling opening. So hype, pre-taped video, 3 minutes. All the usual boys. I wonder how Sid's popularity jumped. Sid's currently on 88, 86. Yeah, it's literally jumped up 5 bits from beating Hogan. I was going to say, I imagine you're pleased from winning your match at WrestleMania. Mr. Perfect, newly here? Unsure. Make it improvised. So, Vince McMahon moderates the panel, which includes Oakland, Hillbilly Jim, Bobby Heenan, and Mr. Perfect. With that said, announcers. Now that he's been kicked off, we can replace him with Hillbilly Jim. McMahon announces that Randy Savage is the new WWF Champion and the Ultimate Warrior returned at WrestleMania. So Vince McMahon, I guess, character development along with Mr. Perfect, Hillbilly Jim, Gene Okerlund, and Bobby Heenan on Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk, Sid, Papa, Miss Elizabeth, and Ric Flair. Perfect. Instead of Hillbilly Jim, because I don't actually know how well he'll do. Commentary. Let's just do Gene. Yeah, Gene will be fine. Since he's on the panel anyway. So, footage from WrestleMania 8 shows Savage celebrating the WWF title, Brett celebrating with the IC, Undertaker pinning Jake. Papa Shango is also shown doing a spell and laughing in Sid's locker room before the main event, explaining why he came to the ring after the Hogan-Sid main event. The run-in is shown along with Warrior's return. Sid and Whipple... Oh, there we go, it's fine. Just as kind of a general rundown of WrestleMania outside of Jake the Snake. So let's do all the big boys. I actually can't work out if anyone else has moved up. I think the Tanker's got to well known. Wonder why the Von Erichs are just kind of popularity, track progress, just stagnating at 57. Where's Papa Shango? There he is. How's your popularity jumped up? Yeah, you've gone from 38 to 50s very quickly, Charles Wright. Mad. Just footage from WrestleMania 8. Be unscripted. Sid and Harvey Whippleman do a tape promo about how they came close to ending Hulkamania only to be thwarted by Warrior. Sid begs the Warrior to get in his business. Sid and Freddie Blassie. Promo about how they came close to ending Hulkamania. So storyline, Sid hears Chance, the Ultimate Warrior. Let's put him in... Should we end this storyline, the Voodoo Man? Who does Sid go on to feud with? Sid. Bishop's WF. 992. Papa Shango. After WrestleMania, Sid embarked the feud with the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah. After wrestling the Warrior on April 26, Sid voluntarily quit the company due to disagreements. Doolittle then replaced Sid with Papa Shango in the feud. He then returned to WCW in May 93. He then fought, I guess, Arn Anderson. And then came back to WWF in 95. What a career this man's had. So I think we can end this storyline. And change Sid, he is the chance. Sid, let's add Worker, the Ultimate Warrior, and Papa Shango. Perfect. So Sid cutting a promo with Freddie Blassie on Hulk Hogan, off screen, and the Ultimate Warrior. The Warrior reboots how the spirits of Hulkamania compelled him to bring his warriors to WrestleMania. So the Ultimate Warrior cutting a promo on Hulk Hogan off screen and Sid. Perfect. Oakland talks about how The Undertaker impressed him with his resilience by getting up from Jake Roberts' DDT. El Matador defeats Skinner in 607. Just a generic El Matador match. Not much going on there in Sounds of Storylines. So Tito Santana, who hasn't really gotten any further, if you check his popularity. 54s, yeah, just kind of stagnating there. You can beat heel, men's, be Dalton, I guess. 1 minute, Tito. Perfect. Who's a local worker? Bill Tab, Bill Weaver. Bill Tab, I might bring in. Handshake, Fair Show, No Ironclad. 6 months. I'm just going to hire a couple of new jobbers. People like Rocky King, I kind of like. He's 38 though. Randy Hogan, I feel like we have to bring in. Negotiate. No. Randy Hogan. Negotiate. Handshake, Pair Show, No Ironclad. 6 months. Mike Marcello seems like someone who'd be a jobber. Handshake, Pair Show. 6 months. No Ironclad. Jerry Gray, yeah, happy to have you. 6 months, let's hire 2 more. Nah. Oh, Duke the jumps to Drosy. Buddy Roaches. No one else is really catching my eye as much as the others did, so maybe we'll do it at the next place. We then have Chris Walker pinning Horowitz. Sean Mooney and Lord Alfred Hayes talk about Walker's physique and how he'd do well in the WBF. Oh, sorry, I'm just sat in shorts at the moment and they're a bit tight. It's fine. So we can put that here. Let's also have, instead of 2v2, We can have Wolf and Walker taking on faces. Who can they take on? Crush and Costello. 4 minutes. I'll be stick Chris Walker over. How old's Chris Walker? 27, that's fine. How old's Gary Wolf? Dusty Wolf, sorry. 29, also happy with that. He is fine. Paul Ellering is shown in a back alley somewhere. He says that this is where the Legion of Doom began and where they feel at home. The Legion join him and talks about the importance of detail in making a good team, saying that is the role that he's playing in the team. Animal calls out the Beverly brothers and the genius, saying that the Beverly's rich background contrasts to what the Legion of... I'll try this again. Animal calls out the Beverly brothers and the genius, saying that the Beverly's rich background contrasts to what the Legion had to deal with. Hawk adds that the Legion are going to drive the Beverlys down a road to ruin. Nice. So Animal, Hawk, and Paul Ellering cutting a promo on Blake, Bo, and the Genius. 3 minutes, that's fine. We do storylines, clean these up again. Fair to Flair. Instead of Fair to Flair, Liz and Space Mountain. Nice. So Hogan, not really playing a major role anymore. Did play Spawn. Jack Tunney, Mr. Perfect, Savage. Again, Sid's not really in it at all. Nice. IC title called Rowdy vs Hitman. That's kind of Brett, Piper. We'll probably end the Heartbreak Kid. End storyline. Rowdy versus Hitman versus Heartbreaker. Brett, Piper. To move Sherry and the Mountie and add them in a major role. Perfect. Sid, here's the chance. That's fine. Sid, here's the Warrior's chance. Snakebite. We need to figure out something else to do with Undertaker. It's Tank of Buffalo. It's fine. Dynamite Bulldogs. Maybe keep that going. The Hart families. That's just done. The Nasty Von Erichs. That's just kind of done. Who's the boss now? Bossman is starting. What a rush. It's kind of happening. Except let's add Bo, Blake, and the Genius. Nice. Virgil beats Kato with the $1 Million Dream. Nothing really goes on. So instead of that, we could have... I don't know what we could have. Base Mail. Let's have Owen beat Kato. That's fine with me. 5 minutes. Owen can go over. He's going his own way now. Tanker beats Brad Avery in 122. That's fine. Tanker can beat Heel, Men, the Wits. 1 minute. Tanker goes over. Repo Man defeats Jim Powers. After the match, Repo chokes Powers. Not much going on. Yeah, not really too much going on outside of all of these angles. I suppose there's a B show. We could have the Beverlys getting a win. against face males Spicoli and Mancini. 7 minutes. Stick over. Need to book another 40 more minutes. That's madness. Is this an A show? This is a B show. B show. That's fine. Main event. We can have Sid taking on face Duggan. 12 minutes. Sid goes over. Let's have a WrestleMania recap. Hype, pre-taped, video, just the big stars. And these guys. But that's fine, it can be improvised. If I check the roster, I wouldn't mind having Fritz and Kevin managed by Fritz. TV2. We can have Von Erich. Think we the powers of pain. Oh, they have twice. Who's a heel? Could do the Berserker and the Barbarian. Not here. Fritz talk about having both his sons in the WF. Just wishes the rest of the Von Erich clan were here to see it. Fritz, I guess, cutting a promo. Same with Kerry and Kevin. 7 more minutes. Should we just extend some of the matches? Ooh. 2 more minutes. Add them to that. This isn't going to be our best show. Sid is wrestling but is fatigued. That's fine. It's not too much. He's against Duggan. Let's run the show. WWF Primetime Wrestling opening. In a bout which had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat, Tito defeated B.A. Dalton in 408 with a flying forearm smash. McMahon announces that Savage is the new WWF champion and that the Ultimate Warrior returned to WrestleMania. Wolf and Walker defeated Crush and Costello when Walker pinned Costello with a top rope crossbody. Footage from WrestleMania 8 shows Randy Savage celebrating with the WWF title, Bret celebrating with the IC, and The Undertaker pinning Jake Roberts. Shango is also shown doing a spell and laughing in Sid's locker room before the main event, explaining why he came to the ring after the Hogan-Sid main event. That run-in is shown along with the Warrior's return. Owen defeated Kato in 6:59 with a sharpshooter. Sid and Blassie promo about how they came close to ending Hulkamania, only to be thwarted by Warrior. Sid begs the Warrior to get in his business. Tatanka defeated Witz in 126 with an Indian death drop. Fritz talks about having both his sons in WWF and just wishes the rest of the Von Erich clan were here to see it. The Von Erichs defeated the Dragon Bombers when Kerry pinned Barbarian with an Iron Claw. The Warrior rebuts how the spirit of Hulkamania compelled him to bring his warriors back to WrestleMania. The Beverly Brothers defeated Spicoli and Mancini when Beverly pinned Spicoli with a double underhook suplex. Animal calls out the Beverly Brothers and the Genius, saying that the Beverly's rich background contrasts with what the Legion have had to deal with. Hawk adds that the Legion are going to drive the Beverlys down a road to ruin. In a decent match, Sid defeated Duggan in 12:27 by pinfall with a chokeslam. We then got a WrestleMania recap. 63, not our best of shows. We lost 700 bucks. Again, not the greatest. We're dealing though. We're dealing with it. Thought I'd change the music up a little bit. Oh, sorry, I didn't even know it came back. All Japan SWS Wrestle Dream report. What's going on? TD Madsen bonds with Mean Mark West. I don't know whom you are, but you can join the new crop of jobbers that are coming. Jake Roberts, Bobby Eaton doesn't connect with the fans. Okay, I've done it again. Negotiate. Withdraw. Yes. So, main event. Modify this TV show. Change back to a Sunday. Save. Nice. We have Power Hour in 4 days. Tommy Rich has morale issues, that's fine. So Z-Man, so there's Rip Rogers. A few people do, but no one I'm necessarily like worried about. WWF. We can finally hire Ronnie Delicious. That's a great name, to be fair. 6 months. What's he wrestling as? Joe Salvadori. Joe Salvadori. Nice. We have a couple of days. Let's just sim to the next day. Jim Brunzell. Jumping Jim Brunzell. One half of the Clubbies. I think they were on the first WrestleMania, were they not? Engagement. Alright, let's continue. Javier Cruz bonds with the Lynx. Louis Piccoli and Steve Dane. Danny Boy and Flash Baker. Jim Neidhart's gone. Tom Davis looks like someone we'd bring in. Handshake, Pair Show, no Ironclad. We're still on the WCW. I'm gonna do this every. Oh, OPW's been taken over. Jake Roberts and Jim's gone. Gordon Soley's gone. Where is he? Tom Davis. Handshake, Pair Show, no Ironclad. 6 months. New GWF television. Since we're kind of getting there, if we do roster, search, perception, unimportant, status, active wrestler. I think B.A. Dalton we can get rid of after a match history in the WWF of what looks like 11 losses. There's 1 win coming from independent wrestling from thingy. I think we've kind of had our fill. So, love you and lose you. How many are we bringing in? So how many can we release? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. Roster, B.A. Dalton. Love you and lose you. Bob Bradley. I don't think we see enough here. 2. Smedley I'll keep. Costello I like. Donahue also keep. Duffy I think we can get rid of, if I'm honest. Danny Davis. He's a referee, that's fine. Jim Powers, I'm happy to keep. Kenny Kendall, same. Spicoli, same. Mancini, same. Rudy Gonzalez, yeah, let's get rid of. Skinner, again. I mean, you have the popularity of someone that can go over. To be honest, we can probably get rid of Smedley. Costello I do quite like. Donahue we can get rid of. The Wits we'll keep, obviously. The Hearts I'm going to keep anyway. He's a referee. Jim Powers, just because I feel like I know him. Like, it's Jim Powers. Kenny Kendall I kind of like the look of. Spicoli I want to keep around. And Mancini, I just love that mustache. That's fine. I don't think we need to hire anyone else. Super Destroyer 1. With Harley Race using whoever like the Super Destroyer is, I believe it's Hercules. In WCW Wrestle War, whatever, it's Hercules under a mask. I'm thinking of doing that with Scott Norton. So I'd push that point across. A bunch of people OPW are going to be hiring. CBS, Eyes on America, steroids. Ugh. See, I wouldn't mind bringing back Dave Schultz. I feel like we couldn't get him. Is there a way? Import data. 92. No, Baron von Schultz. David Schultz from 1970. I probably need to check. David Schultz. I mean, he retired in 89. Yeah, maybe he doesn't have a good character. He does have a book though, which I wouldn't mind reading. Probably wouldn't be the best character guy to get in. That's fine. I mean, we've got Big Bully Pusick. I've got loads of people I'm not using. Who's here? New Japan have made a touring contract to Ricky Steamboat. Anything we should be worried about? WCW. So, heel. Face. 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 So who's... So yeah, heel's fine. Heel's fine. Face is fine. Yeah, Scott Colton's fine. Face is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, this is good. Ronnie D, happy with. House show was held. Dragon Bombers have a new leader. No. Ron Bass, man. What a great look. I'll probably go for another, like, I don't know, 25 minutes. Make up for earlier. Leatherface agrees to deal with New Japan. Bat Yoshingawa. That's a great name. Martial arts champion. That's someone I need to bring into a women's division in rings. Bunch of people joining OPW. What Yukon is? Heel? I think I kind of need you as a face. Oh, my head is bouncing. What a little stressful day I've had. I did not need this. Continue. Retirement for Mick McManus. Mascara Sagrada. Doug Gilbert. Dusty Friedman retirement. Pat Grimmin. Just made noise there. Andre, finally. Yes. How should have been? Ah, by the way, Hogan. Hulkamaniac. If I... Would you like 6 months paid time off? Would you like 5 months paid time off? See you then. When's Piper gone? May 92. Oh, we have ages. I don't know. 140 days until SummerSlam. Surely something else happens in that time. We probably have a, what's it called? A main event. It's that night's main event. Back in the tri-state. Pre-show instance. The Italian Stallion has been stranded at the airport. Yeah, Samurai Warrior, you can hang out. And Anderson ran some drills. Scott pulled a classic rib on El Gigante. Mike Graham and Joey Maggs have bonded. Nice. We don't need to address the locker room. We can just auto-book this whole show. Nice. Make this a WWF main WCW main event opening. I was just thinking, what an iconic little save this has turned into. Just doing well, isn't it? It's got its own little storylines. Casimir against Kalua. Instead, we can stick Kalua against, I don't know, Sonny Trout. In fact, let's have Kazmaya against heel men Bob Cook. Nice. Video featuring the Dangerous Alliance. Just every time. So Missy Hyatt remove. Let's have Ann, Steve Austin, Bob Eaton, Larry Zbyszko, Bob E, Rick Rude, and Medusa. And Medusa. Nice. Ricky Morton against Vinny Vegas. Instead, let's have Vinny Vegas against Brad Armstrong. Stick Vegas over. Interview with Larry Zbyszko on Barry Windham. I need to remember who everyone's feuding with. Barry, screen. Z-Man against Tracy Smothers. Instead, let's have heel, men. DDP beating Z-Man. DDP going over. Video features Steve Williams and Terry Gordy. Steve Williams, Terry Gordy. Subjective video. Let's have Big Josh losing to heel, male, Cactus Jack. Cactus going over. Interview with Cactus, Jack, and Dick Murdoch. Tully can also be there. Ron Simmons off screen and the Great Muta off screen. Van Hammer against Terry Taylor. Instead, it's a Van Hammer against heel, male, Thomas Rich. Perfect. Video featuring Rick and Scott Steiner. Rick. Subjective video. Along with Bobby Eaton and Alanson. Nice. 58% so not be penalised. Let's start the show. WCW main event opening. Jesse Ventura has invented a new catchphrase. Kazmaier defeated Bob Cook in 3:12 by submission. Video featuring the Dangerous Alliance. Vinny Vegas defeated Brad Armstrong in 2:54 with a snake eyes. Interview with Larry Zbyszko and Barry Windham. DDP defeated Z-Man in 3:43 with a diamond cutter. Video featuring Dr. Death and Terry Gordy. Cactus defeated Big Josh in 4:33. Interview with Cactus and Dick. Van Hammer defeated Thomas Rich in 8:52. And finally we got a video featuring Rick and Scott Steiner. Locker room incidents. Very quickly. You get WCW Saturday night. 11 April 1992. Oh, we actually get... Alright, we actually get a full kind of show rundown of this, which I wasn't expecting. Barry Windham and Missy Hyatt are now dating, which provided some light-hearted ribbing. That's fun. We don't have to do anything. Nice. So, new intro and theme tune. Tony Schiavone is in the ring to introduce his new co-host, Jesse the Body Ventura. Because I do a big pop. Jesse refers to the history and that he's going to keep Tony in line, and he promises, just as he promised back at SummerSlam 1989, Jesse thinks Steamboat deserves what he got. To turn himself heel for the crowd, Vader is promoted as the big new challenge for Sting. Yeah. So just WCW Saturday night opening. Hype, pre-taped video, 4 minutes. Just the usual guys. Where's Tony? There he is, let's get him in as well. Boop, boop. Nice. DDP and Vinny Vegas against Windham and Dustin Rhodes. So Dustin and Paige come in, and Dustin ducks a couple of shots before hitting a bulldog out of nowhere for the win. Nice. Quick Dustin, victory. Needs it after his loss to Steve. That's good. Then get the WCW magazine with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff promotes the new magazine with cool double cover, Sting Squadron on one side, Dangerous Alliance on the other. This leads to promotion for War Games at WrestleMania, WrestleWar 1992. Can Nikita Koloff be trusted? So this seems like already more in depth than previous ones. 3 minutes. I guess we could do the usual hype shtick. Who's in well known that's kind of big deal? Tabisco, Magnum, Peter, I guess Ron, Steve. Where's Bobby Eaton? There he is. How is his match history? 12 wins and 8 losses. I don't think he should just be recognisable, but nice. Then get Johnny B. Bad against Jesse Curls. Curtis challenges Bad to put him up, so he knocks him out with a left hook for the pin. Nice. Just a quick Johnny B. Bad squash against Big Josh. 4 minutes with Bad going over. Sting talks about Big Van Vader, who's bigger, stronger, and feels no pain. But Sting's going to help him find out what pain's all about. Yeah, I'm fine with that kind of formatting. It's not too in your face. Let's have Sting cutting a promo. Tony is the interviewer on Big Van Vader. We then get Ron Simmons and Big Josh against Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson. Josh sets up and executes the Northern Exposure, but Paul E smuggles the phone to Arn, who hits him with it and puts Bobby on top for the win. 2v2, so Ron Simmons and the Great Muta against Anderson and Bobby Eaton. 10 minutes, Arn wins. It's tainted. Top him with David Crockett, that'll do. WCW magazine, so can Nikita be trusted? Did he make a return at Super Brawl? Oh, is this the one there sort of comes backstage? Maybe. I feel like I keep missing out on these things. That's fine. We can carry on. WCW magazine, so can Nikita be trusted? He made a comeback at Super Brawl to save Sting from a beating from the Dangerous Alliance, but they feuded in the past. So, Nikita made a comeback. We don't need Super Brawl to save Sting from a beating for the day, but they feuded before. So I guess we could do Polly, Sting, and Larry, Nikita, Steve, all the way down to Bobby Eaton and Medusa. So storyline, let's get dangerous. Is Nikita in it? Nope. Nikita, can we stick him in a major role? He's already in one. We can remove him from this one and stick him in this one. Nikita, major. We can have him in this one as a supporting. Yeah, 3 minutes will do. Perfect. So Chip the Firebreaker versus JT Southern. Chip misses a charge and Southern rolls him up for the win with his feet on the ropes for leverage. That's fine. This is our Lionheart match. How has his popularity kind of risen? Oh yeah, he's gone from 2 to 29. That's fair. Lionheart, face, male. Z-Man? Have these two had a match? Yeah, he defeated him on last time Saturday night. Face, male, Tony Sinclair. Lionheart, and it is a tainted win. So Tony takes us back against last week where Steamboat got attacked. Ricky comes out for his interview with tape on his face and blackened eyes. Ricky won't face the camera initially, then turns around and does a melodramatic promo by having to explain to his son what happened to him. He'll get revenge by taking Rude's gold. Nice. So, Steamboat tells Tony he'll take revenge by taking. He'll get revenge by taking his gold. Tony, Ricky Steamboat, cutting a promo on Rick Rude, who's off screen. What did happen on the last show? Actually, nothing that I know of, but I don't know how. Like, oh, probably that one. Yeah. Stuff's a little all over the place. We have Bagwell against Vader. Vader quickly demolishes Bagwell. Starts hitting splashes to draw out Sting. Sting and Pillman start carrying Bagwell backstage. Is this the main event? Yeah. Let's have Vader against face male. Sting's already wrestling shit. WCW. Yes, my brother. That is where we're at. I could do Vader against an already injured Steamboat, and that kind of gives a reason why he beats him. Ah, and Steamboat's one to put him over. Nice. How are you, Elias Mulvad? I hope you're doing well. This is Fleischer's mod, yes. It is the release before the most recent one. Yeah, started this a little too early before waiting for like the complete release. But I have no issues with this. This feels fleshed out enough to me. I'm sure that the full release probably has a lot more relationships, things fixed a little more, whatever. You just finished Bash of the Midnight 4. Jesus, you're flying ahead, brother. How has the mod been getting to 1994? Have you noticed any issues? You're still on TEW 2020. Ah, that makes sense. I'll be completely honest with you. I feel like I've put a lot of time into this one, and I put God knows how much time on 2020. You're not missing out on too much. There also isn't a whole lot of mods for TW9, so you could probably wait like another year, and then finally stuff might actually be coming out. So Vader starts hitting splashes to draw Sting out to defend his honour. Sting and Pillman start carrying Bagwell to the backstage, but Vader gets on the mic and goads him back in. Initially starts clobbering, but misses a shot, and Sting clears him out with a missile drop kick. Is it? That's fair. Fleisch is the man. Like, I really appreciated when he was doing Real World Chronicles. He was the man then. He's the man now. I'm happy he's getting to chill and just do like historical nods because they are the best. Vader starts hitting splashes to draw Sting out to defend his honour. Sting and Pillman carry Steamboat backstage. Vader gets on the mic and goes in. Who's my champs? So I'm basically booking to real life. I'm pretty much following what happens week in, week out on each show and recreating that pretty much. I'm just changing little things along the way which I prefer, or not pushing wrestlers I don't really like and swapping them with others. So the champions are more or less the same. We got Pillman as light heavyweight, US is Rude. United States tag team is Greg Valentine and the Tailor Made Man. World is Sting. TV is still Austin, and tag team is still Arn and Bobby. Lex says we've just done WrestleMania. Oh, could I even add anyone? We've just done WrestleMania because I'm booking both WCW and WWF at the same time, which is probably why I have a migraine every day. It's going well. It's going well, man. There's little like deviations in what's happening in real life, but nothing too major. So we have Vader, Sting. I guess we could also have just like Ricky Steamboat and Brian Pillman. Though Pillman isn't the most necessary in this. So what do we need? 10 more minutes. If we just had a quick WCW Wrestle War ad. Just a little hype, pre-taped video. Just adding all the main men. Oh, Jake Robbins can be in it. He hasn't debuted yet, but he can be in it. Stick that here. Like, for example, the way I'm changing things up is currently JT Southern is feuding with Van Hammer in real life. I've just kind of swapped that out for a pre-Chris Jericho Chris Jericho. The feud in real life only lasted like 2 months and fizzled out into nothing. But to me, it's just kind of a way to build up like Chris Jericho's popularity before he actually becomes Chris Jericho. Similarly, like Big Josh is getting a big push at this time, or at least a regular push. I've kind of swapped him out in everything with the Great Muta, which, I mean, odd teamings of Ron Simmons and Muta, but it was originally going to be Junkyard Dog until he just kind of just ruined everything for 320 days. Let's just add it. We got it in a quick little match. What do we want? 2v2. So who's? Let's have. We could have the Hardcore Outlaws. Let's have Dick Murdoch and Cactus Jack just take on face men. I don't know. PN News and Sonny Trout. How long? 6 minutes. I'm happy with a quick 4-minute match. Let's stick Cactus over because he could do with the win. Nice. Simple Saturday night. I don't think this is going to be the best one, though the main event might make up for it. Currently at 71%, so would not be penalised. That's important. Nice. Let's run the show. So we got WCW Saturday night opening. Solid 80, happy. Oh, Wyndham. I think a bruised pectoral muscle isn't the end of the world, so I could be happy with that. In a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Wyndham and Rhodes defeated the Diamond Mine when Dustin pinned Vegas with a bulldog. Yeah, I know, Dusty. Eric promotes the new WCW magazine with cool double cover featuring Sting Squadron on one side and the Dangerous Alliance on the other. This leads to promotion for War Games at WrestleMania 92. Can Nikita be trusted? Johnny B. Bad defeated Big Josh in 4-2 with a Wild Thing. Sting talks about Vader, who's bigger, stronger, and feels no pain. But Sting's going to help him find out what pain is all about. In a good match, Arn and Bobby defeated Simmons and Muta when Arn pinned Muta with a handful of tights. So can Nikita be trusted? He made a comeback at Super Brawl to save Sting from a beating from the Dangerous Alliance, but they feuded in the past. The Hardcore Outlaws defeated PN News and Sonny Trout when Cactus pinned Sonny Trout. Got a Wrestle War ad. Lionheart defeated Tony Sinclair in 448 with a line timmer after blatantly cheated. I think I'm putting a good wrestling match, but the fans want none of it. Tony takes us back again to last week, where Steamboat got attacked. Ricky comes out for his interview with tape on his face and blackened eyes. Steamboat won't face the camera initially, then turns around and does a melodramatic promo about having to explain to his son what happened to him. He says he'll get revenge by taking Rude's gold. And then in our main event, in a superb match, Vader defeated an already injured Ricky Steamboat with a Vader bomb. Vader starts hitting splashes to draw Sting out to defend his honour. Sting and Pillman start carrying Steamboat to the back, but Vader gets on the mic and goads him in. Initially, he starts cobbering him, but misses a shot and Sting clears him out with a missile dropkick. Nice, probably one of the best shows we put on. Alright, 24 days, it can be worked through. We can deal with that. 120k, happy with that. Happy with the pop increase. Superstars of wrestling. Fine. 5th in the tri-state. 4th, 6th in the southeast. I think we're still in the southeast. Mississippi, booking team meeting, we don't need anything. Locker room incidents. Bruce Hart has been spreading rumours about Animal. Men's trainer Skinner ran some pre-show training deals with Jerry Gray. Why is Skinner the trainer? Jimmy Hart helped create a relaxing atmosphere with a barbecue. Fritz was not happy when Owen tried to do some team bonding. That's typical Fritz. Let me just check this. Team. What is it? Inner Circle? Men's trainer Skinner. I thought it wasn't Skinner. Who's left recently? Automatic exclude ill-suited candidates. No, he's a natural trainer, so I guess I wouldn't want him to leave. Do you have anyone else that's a natural trainer? Fair. I guess we're not getting rid of Skinner anytime soon. I was going to get rid of him. But anyway, with that said, I apologise, Elias, that you just came in. I'm going to have to end the stream here. Happy with this one. Managed to book WrestleMania. Did absolute bits. Gonna do nothing but brag about my Savage Ric Flair 99. Stay safe. Have a lovely evening. I don't know when I'll be next streaming. Hopefully soon. Maybe on Sunday. Depends on the football, if I'm honest. Stay safe. Look after yourself. Have a lovely evening. I appreciate anyone that watches.